everyone. It is Pat with a little look going into our October at some of the energies coming up and the archangels that are overseeing us, like I do from month to month. Okay. So before I set up to do this video today for you for October, I had took the time to take a look at last month's cards that came out just to see, how some of the themes in the cards played out. And it was interesting because I forget sometimes just how literal the cards can be. Now, I want to send thoughts and prayers and healing energies out to Florida, South Carolina, and of course, Puerto Rico, Canada, all the places that have been hit by the hurricanes and these devastating storms. It really just is. It's just really incredible, especially that Hurricane Ian. That's such a big storm. But as I looked back on the cards for last month, we had the Archangel Azrael, who was overseeing us for comfort. And I think I mentioned in that video that this card often shows up when there are people who are going to pass. And well, a lot of that's happened because of these storms. Unfortunately, it's very sad, but Archangel Azrael is the angel who provides comfort to us. Okay. So we'll have to remember to call upon him again as we move forward this month. Another card that was in last month was this one, Rescue. And literally, many people had to be rescued. And look at the water coming out of that card. It's like this big isolated rock with a waterfall pouring out of it. But it was here's the balloon hanging out above it. He's got a telescope and there's a woman there in the middle of the waterfall. So it was in some ways a very literal meaning to people being rescued. I mean, somebody up there, from above looking for survivors and things like that. So another card that came out last month was Stuck in the Mud. And I'm sure there was a lot of people who were stuck and stranded. That card metaphorically can have a slightly different meaning, but I think in this instance, it was a very kind of literal one. People were really stuck in their houses. They had to be rescued from the rooftops and things like that. So again, we send our peace, our love, and our prayers and healing energies to this area because it's going to take a lot to heal and recover. So for this month, let's look at what's going on for this month for our archangels and other cards that have come up. Okay, I'm going to move my camera around a little bit here to get a better setup. I have weird hair sticking on the top here. Okay, so I actually pulled out 3 archangel cards for this month. And I will share with you what they are. But let's just take a moment. Take a deep breath. And call on the angels and archangels to surround us all now. And ask for the groups of angels to go out to people in devastated areas. So just take a deep breath. Using breath to relax and calm our mind and heart. So I had pulled 3 cards for this month. And let's see. So we've got, interesting. So we have Archangel Raphael overseeing us this month with the message of breathe, which is what we just did. And I'm sure that's part of the message going out this month is to use our breath to work with, anxiety, fear, things like that come up in our emotional energy, no matter what we may be facing. In this instance, I do also feel that this card can also be like breathing a sigh of relief. Like there's something that happens, things that happen over the course of the month that provide relief. Maybe it's something we see in the media, or something addressing these issues, with this storm's devastation, and we're all going, thank goodness, we're breathing that sigh of relief. But messages from the angels and archangels are both, they're a little bit prophetic. They do give us insights and herald what's coming up, as I was just showing you last month with Archangel Azrael, the message of comfort. But they also give us messages that are more prescriptive, like use your breath. Your breath is a tool to help calm your nervous system. It's what the practice of yoga does. It uses a lot of breathing techniques for helping calming and centering the body and mind. Okay, so use those in any event where you might need to. Raphael is also a healing angel. He helps to heal us physically, emotionally, spiritually, and he can help us to find the right healers. I've called on Raphael at times when other people needed, maybe they had a serious medical condition going on, and I've asked Archangel Raphael to go and help them and to help the right healer, right doctor or medical professional to be able to assist them. So we'll keep that in mind. So breathing this month, either for you personally to get through anxiety, or it's also maybe some relief, this month that we're going to see in affected areas, as well as, there might just be something that we see on the news that comes up that we're relieved about. Maybe we're seeing, justice happen, and that's bringing us finally some relief. Okay. And we're fine. Thank goodness. Another card that came out this month is this one from Archangel Michael. And it says, remember who you are. And the card says, you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. I think this has a lot. Michael's an angel of courage and strength. And in this card's message, I think he's talking about how people being reminded of their power. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And a lot of people, especially women, I want to say groups of women. I mean, we've heard about that. Women protesting in other areas of the world where it's not really happened before. And they're stepping into and remembering their power. Okay. This is also, we're heading into, in the United States anyways, our time of midterm voting. And a lot of people are remembering their power in the sense of getting out to vote, and that they have power in being able to put in their vote. And I think people may be coming out in droves, to do that. I've heard some people talking about that online. This may be an unprecedented amount of people that come out and vote, but it's a lot about reconnecting with your spiritual power, your authentic spiritual power that helps your courage to step and helps you to come forward. Okay. The last card I got for this month is career transition. And I thought this was really interesting. There's no question in these devastated areas, there's people going to have to start life over, maybe a new career. But for those of us who aren't, I did see on one of the channels that I watched this month, there's a psychic Debbie Griggs. My kitty cat is meowing at me to come in the door. That's what the sound is that you hear. But she was saying that it's a really great channel. She does really great predictions. That somewhere near the end of October, people may experience a change in their job. They may be let go from their jobs. Or there just may be changes in the infrastructure. Maybe they get something that's new. Or, as people remember their power, they may be choosing to move into something else for themselves that's more authentic, more real, that's better suited to them. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But Shamuel is an angel of vision. He's known as the vision of God, and he helps us to see clearly and to work with our spiritual sight. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move on to the map deck. And I also did pull out my mermaid cards. Excuse me one moment while I get the cat. Okay, so I had pulled out cards from the Map Oracle card deck by Colette Baron Reed, just like I did last month. And what's interesting is one of the same cards came out as last month. I shuffled, pulled cards, and the rescue card came out again. So the 3 cards that came out for this month for October was Moonlight, this one here, One Ring Circus, and Rescue. So when we put these cards together, okay, first of all, we are coming into, I believe it's a full moon on the 9th of October. And it may be a very emotional one, but the full moon time is often a time of increased intuition. That's what this card is about. It's about paying attention to your intuition. Our intuition is going to be spot on this month. Your hunches, pay attention to your hunches. October is that month where, as we approach Halloween, and it was always considered to be in ancient times, that time when the veil was the thinnest. It's still known to be that these days, nowadays. So our intuition is really heightened, okay? And I know a lot of times around a full moon, people have increased dream activity and very vivid dreams that they remember. And, dreams often hold lessons for us. For some people, they're very prophetic too. For others of us, they're more metaphorical, but it's about paying attention to that. You may be getting feelings and intuitions about upcoming events. So your intuition is right on. The One Ring Circus and Rescue, One Ring Circus is about, it's like you try to do it all yourself. And it does suggest that, you have what it takes to kind of make it on your own, but the rescue card is right next to it and we may need help. All right. Don't feel like you have to do it all yourself, whatever it is that you are endeavoring to do. But let's see. Yeah, no one is an island, which it looks like kind of she's out on the island there. I'm thinking about those literal, meanings that these cards tend to have. I think the rescue efforts are still going to be going on too for quite a while. And because there was just so much devastation there. As I look at this One Ring card, I have a brief, I get a brief sense of some kind of literally a ring. You know how there's drug ring, there's, I'm not sure like how best to call it. And all this is for entertainment purposes only, obviously. I'm just doing my impressions of cards that I get, but drug rings, traffic rings, things like that. I know very recently near where I work, there was, because it was all over the news too, there was a sex traffic ring that was broken up or discovered. And it was a whole bunch of, it was like a mini circus with all the police and FBI and Homeland Security and everything that was showing up. But people are being rescued from these rings. Okay. So I'm going to leave that with that. And I did pull out some cards from this is the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed, which she's got some great decks. I really like her decks. So three cards that came out for this month from this deck are Not For You, Loyal Heart, and the Tribe. Okay. Now, looking at these two together, the October is the month of Libras. I'm a Libra. This is my birthday month. So yay me. I'm looking forward to enjoying myself with some time off from work. But Libras are relationship people. We like to keep harmony in our relationships. We like to see everybody happy and harmonious and things like that. But this month, there may be some energies where, all relationships, well, I don't want to say all relationships. There's relationships that we have that last a lifetime. And sometimes we go through periods where we realize we need to move on from a relationship. Okay. Whether it's a relationship with a significant other in your life, or a work relationship with an employer you've been with for a long time, or something along those lines. But when we get this Loyal Heart and Not For You together, I think there may be some relationships that we may be calling into question, and maybe realizing that we need to move on from them because it's not for you anymore. This card, Not For You, is really, it has its literal meaning. It's not for you anymore. It can also, mean that if you've been overlooked for something, or feel like outside of something, rejected, it's part of rejection is God's protection, is literally written into the explanation of this card. But the tribe is the community. So there may be a community, and you may know that it's time to move on from something. It may be a job or your employer that it's time to move on from. But what may be making it difficult is that you feel very loyal to the community there, and you like the people, but you need to move on to something else. So it's really, there's that energy going on this month. Okay. So just be heads up and be aware of that. It can be difficult, when you realize that. It's not easy to acknowledge that, but anyway, let me pull one final card from our mermaids, because I haven't chose for mermaids in a while. And our mermaids are the masters of the ocean. Oh, this is Archangel. Oh, isn't that funny? I thought I was grabbing mermaid cards and I grabbed Archangel Michael. Well, maybe we'll flip out Archangel Michael and see what he says too. Oh, well, actually, here's a couple that flipped out. Ask Archangel Michael to help you with the situation, and be gentle with yourself. Be good to yourself. Okay. The whole world is going through, the world over. There's stressful situations going on everywhere, whether it's from a weather-related natural event, or from the war that's going on in other places, and these ugly things that we find out about that have been going on in society. It's a lot to take in right now, and it can leave us feeling at times very stressed and out of sorts. So be gentle with yourself. Take good care of your inner being as well as your health, your physical health. Okay, let's see what our mermaids can tell us. Mermaids, there's been so much going on with the ocean and storms. What is your message for us for this month of October? Excuse me. Okay. Healing heart. Okay. You're a powerful healer. Keep up the great work. So I feel like what the mermaids want us to know with this card is that there are many, many people, many healers And even if they're not a formal healer, but many people sending healing energies, healing thoughts, healing prayers to people in devastated areas, whether it's in our country, in these places that have been affected by the natural disasters, or in other places of the world where there's devastation going on. Okay. You don't have to be a formal professional healer or energy healer to be able to send healing thoughts someone's way. Okay. Thoughts are powerful. I've often studied the great yogis, and they said that thoughts are like, they're a force, like gravity or electricity. They have an effect upon something, especially when they're charged by your emotion. So our heartfelt healing energies and sympathies that go out to these areas is felt by them. And the healers that go in to help with recovery efforts are there. All right. So that's what the mermaids want us to know. And if you feel called to that, maybe that's a career transition that you feel called to, it's a confirmation for you that, yes, you have what it takes to be a powerful healer. So follow through on that call. Trust that hunch if that's what you're being guided to. Okay. Mermaids, is there anything else? This whole thing, as sad as these catastrophic events are, they are creating a healing for our country and the world at large. Okay. Tragic events like that do bring people oftentimes to a more spiritual place, and then they work more towards peace and healing. Another card that flipped out was self-forgiveness. This coincides with the be gentle with yourself, with whatever's going on with you this month. Okay. It says, let go of old guilt and remember that you're God's perfect child. In the process of forgiveness, which I know a lot of people, healers, coaches, and spiritual people talk about, the first person to forgive is yourself. So it's part of that be gentle with yourself this month. Start with you. And if there's a sense of regret or guilt, begin with forgiving yourself. And we have the mother healing card that came out from the mermaids. And I think it's more a testament to that mother energy, whatever you conceive of that spiritually, whether it's Mother Mary, whether it's Kuan Yin, the Divine Mother that the Hindus pray to. It's that healing, maternal, comforting energy that is rising, and we're going to see that. Now, I know not everybody in the world has had a great relationship with their mother, so maybe that concept is a little bit, for them, maybe a little bit tough to be in touch with. But most of us know that many of us grew up with a warm, comforting feeling from mom. That's where we were nurtured and taken care of. And it's a heart-based energy that we can lovingly send out to the world, our love and care. So that's rising to the surface, that motherly, healing, caring, nurturing energy. And it's going out to all these people around the world. Okay. So nurture it within yourself, and give it to yourself as part of your forgiveness process. And yeah, because give yourself the love and care that you would have received from a mother, or that you would have liked to have received from one if you didn't have one to get that from. But anyways, those are some of our messages going into October. So it'll be interesting to see how these show up for us. So I want to wish you a happy October. I'm certainly going to try to be back on again this month. But I also wish you a happy Halloween if you celebrate that. And for wherever you are in the world, whatever you may be dealing with in the moment, sending you much love, many blessings, and peace. Thank you so much for watching.